your medicine to a sick man. She'll be your river, so flow with her if you want. She's like a diamond to a rich man. She'll be all you need when you've got everything and more. She'll be anything to anyone, but she gives nothing back to me, 'cause she's so thoughtful, yeah.
That's so funny. Not really, you know, when I was a kid, I liked music a lot. I knew that, you know, I liked to sing and I liked to, you know, play the guitar and you know, it's basically as simple as that, you know, and I guess a lot of the other things in my life had me pretty consumed, you know, such as, you know, school and swimming. I was a competitive swimmer and, you know, I guess like surfing and stuff like that, and, you know, just being a kid, you know, back in Australia, sort of just had music as just a hobby, you know, pretty casual thing I liked to do. You know, at lunchtime, like at school, I would, you know, go and sneak off into the music room. I had a pretty good relationship with my music teacher, even though he always gave me C's in music. I got A's in everything else except music. I always got C's in. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. Probably just because I didn't care that much, you know what I mean? Because like I just felt like I knew it already or something like that, you know? And then music started becoming more, it started becoming a larger part of my life and something that I continuously developed more of interest in. And I think the more music that I listened to, the more I was interested in it, you know. Now, listening to so much different kinds of music. I started off just listening to country music when I was a kid, you know, because that's what my dad liked and that's what my family listened to and stuff like that. And then, you know, you started, you know, discovering like rock and blues and, you know, folk music and like all different kinds of music. And that's when I really got hooked to it, you know, which as sort of the passion for it is really still developing, to be honest, but it definitely is, you know, now the #1 thing in my life. And to answer your initial question, no, I didn't think it would happen this early, but now that it has, I'm just riding the wave and improving every day and just, you know, loving just jamming every night on stage. It's unreal. For me, my family is everything. They're the ones that literally made me who I am right now. I think that I'm a complete sort of I'm a complete reincarnation of like my dad, and he taught me a lot of the things that I know about music, and he plays guitar and sings just, you know, for himself, not professionally or anything, but he inspired me to start music. And then, you know, when I wanted to actually pursue it, and when people were like interested in like meeting with me and have me, you know, pursue music, is like they were the first ones to say, we will move, you know, to Los Angeles or wherever, you know, to help you pursue it, you know what I mean? And I owe everything to them for letting me do that, because they, you know, there's many parents that could easily have been like, no, you're not gonna do that, you're not gonna, you know, pursue music, you know what I mean? It's too much of a risk, or it's, you know, it's too dangerous of like an industry or something like that. And they took the risk with me, and it, you know, will forever be grateful to them. So I always owe everything to my family. Yeah. I think when you pursue something as serious as being, you know, a musician and being, you know, a traveling, you know, musician and you know, someone that does this for a living, it's like you got to sacrifice a lot of things. You know, you know, my girlfriend and I broke up pretty recently, you know, basically because I just travel too much. For me, my whole life, it revolves around my music and like my art and my creativity, and like that's the only thing that my mind can really think of ever, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that, you know, get sacrificed, but I do also make a conscious effort to stay in touch with my friends. I use social media a lot, you know, because it's crucial to today's, you know, just because I want to get my music and my art out there right now. You know, I think social media is really the most effective way to do that, you know. So there are obviously a lot of positive sides to it, but I think, you know, in today's sort of today's world of pop culture and of art and of sort of like musicians and celebrities or whoever, whatever you want to call it, I think a lot of focus has turned on to like just like the way people look or like something like that, you know. And a lot of the audience is like people care about who's like the best looking as opposed to like who's like the best musician, and I like hate it so much, you know what I mean? I think it's a terrible way to like sort of see things, and I think social media has created that sort of perspective for a lot of the people, you know, in the public or like an audience or something like that, and I think that's the downside of it. But I use it, you know, and just want to get my music out there. I don't really care about anything else, you know. I just want to make people feel good with the music, because I think it's the best way that I know how to express myself. My dad's one of the most sort of humble, selfless, cool people, I think, in the world, you know. Definitely the coolest guy I know, and constantly reminds me every day, you know, without pressure, just to like, you know, because I don't necessarily like pressure that much, you know, and he knows that, and he, you know, he talks to me in a way where he like plants seeds in my mind every day. He'll send me like little texts or something like that, you know, call him every couple days, and he'll just, you know, leave me with something that affects me so positively, you know, and inspires me to be, you know, a good guy, or to, you know, motivation for my career. Trying to upkeep any relationship with anyone, whether it's a girlfriend or just a friend or your mom or whoever, it's just communication, you know, and honesty, I think, is important, you know, especially when it comes to having a girlfriend or something like that. And it's honesty and communication, you know. We'd always just like talk or FaceTime or something like that. And then I think even more so recently, I've just started really focusing a lot on my music and all. The 60s is still my favorite era of music. From, you know, Bob Dylan to, you know, Elvis or the Beach Boys or something like that. You know, it's sort of my favorite era of music, I think, and where a lot of, you know, what we hear today was birthed. You know, rock and roll was birthed. You know, I think rap was sort of birthed in the 60s. I think Bob Dylan kind of started like, I think a lot of things were sort of discovered then and carried on to today, and it would be cool to live then. Also, I like the way people dressed as well. It would have been cool to be a musician back then, yeah. Obsessed with like succeeding. Ever since I was just a kid, you know, I swam, you know, I was a swimmer, and competitively swam right up until I started, my life sort of took over, you know, the music stuff took over. I ended up being Australian champion for every stroke for a couple of years for my age and all, and you know, my coach was pretty keen on me, you know, going for Rio next year and all, you know, and a lot of my friends now are actually going to be going to the Olympics next year, which is cool. And I always wonder what it, you know, would have been like to do that. But having switched my focus on the music, I have a very similar sort of mindset when it comes to the sort of work ethic and making sure that I'm doing what I can every day to get better. You know what I mean? And just be the best I can be. That's it. Yeah. 3 wishes for my life, I think number one is just to be happy my whole life. I think that's the key to life, is just being present and happy every day. The second wish would be to hopefully have it touch and impact a lot of people. You know what I mean? I think that's any sort of artist's goal, is to, you know, or any songwriter's goal or something, you know, someone that wants to actually spread a message to someone. I think that it's just the goal to hopefully have it reach as many people as possible and impact as many people in a positive way as I can. You know, and I'm one of the sort of the youth of the new generation, and I hope that I can, you know, make music for the next generation for a long time, you know, throughout their whole lives. I want them to be impacted positively by my music. So, third wish would be, I don't know what my third wish would be. They're kind of my only wishes, really. I don't have a third one. What's going on, Squeeze Mag? I'm Cody Simpson here, and thank you for watching me speak about my life.
Don't ever think about me, yeah, yeah.